YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another quick reaction. Now in this clip, this man is asking what race has the best women to marry. I'm gonna play what he had to say, and I definitely want to get y'all thoughts on this, so make sure you chime in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. If you are new to the channel or you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share and like the video, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this clip. Here we go.
Out of all the races, which one has the best women to marry?
Black, of course.
Why would you say black though?
Because I don't know no other.
Is black women, are they the best race to marry for a black man or for any race?
Any race. We can get along with anybody. Black women can make anybody happy, so they can marry anybody.
Okay. Do you know why they have the lowest marriage rates out of any race though?
Maybe the woman is in the process of reinventing herself. And she's establishing new standards.
Do you prefer your black women to wear their hair natural or to put on like the wigs and lace fronts and weaves and stuff like that?
I would say natural. Personally, I like a confident woman and just her natural being.
I appreciate that, sir.
Bless up.
Listen, what do you guys think about what he had to say? Do you agree with him or do you disagree? I will say this. I think black women and men are phenomenal. I will say that. I think we are creative people. I think we are good looking people. I think we have a lot of positives. I think we have a lot of good things that we can contribute in any realm. We are very progressive. I think we are educated, smart. I think we have just that vibe that everybody's talking about. Our men are great. Our women are great. We have a bunch of great black women and men. I have to say that. I don't want people to get it twisted, but we got a lot of work to do. Now, we are great and we have a lot of potential and we have made strides. I think we have a lot of great qualities, but you have to add some context to that, you know, because even if you are a great person and you have great characteristics and great qualities, there's still, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. There's still the good and there's still the bad. We are all a mixture of a combination of things. We're not just one way all the time because we all have flaws. We all have things that we have to work on. So that means while I believe that black people are great, I really also believe that we got a lot of things we have to work on as well. And we can't ignore that. And I think that's been the issue for some time now. And I think what the guy said, shout out to him. I mean, I don't think that we should walk around just always pointing out the negatives in our community and our people. But we, at some point, we got to big up when you're doing the right things, when you're, portraying yourself the right way, when you are making strides that are beneficial to you and our community. I think we should acknowledge those things as well, because we're all not just one thing, and that's just we gotta accept it. But the problem of it is that in our culture, in our society, everybody wants to point out the good, but they don't want to point out the ugly. They don't want to point out the negatives that's wrong in our community in general. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have one without the other. You got to acknowledge that we are, there's some positives in our corner, but we got to acknowledge the negatives as well so that we can work on them. If we continue to push that, black women, because they don't push that the black men are great. They push that that the black women are great. They don't ever want to really acknowledge that we have great black men. See, that's already a divide right there. And on top of that, to add to this, before I forget, you got women out here who are just calling black men in general just dusties and they're no good and they shouldn't, make any more of them and all of this kind of stuff. This craziness, this hatred toward the black men is the problem. And I think here you have a black man, and I want to point this out, highlight this, because as much as they talk about how black men are this and that, this man he actually spoke highly of black women. He actually didn't put black women down. He didn't say anything negative about a black woman. He actually bigged them up, and he actually felt strongly about his black women. He did not say anything negative. He seemed very positive towards them. He was not bashing or doing any of that. When we hear women talk from our community, black women, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them just put all black men into this negative category. They're all dusties. They're all this, they're that. They don't do that. Every time I go on social media, I see videos of women talking trash about black men. My thing is this. I always stress that, hey, you can have your experience and speak on your experience and even give your opinions, but don't put every black man into that category. Don't think that every black man is against you and has a problem with you. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge the issues that you have within yourselves. And for so long, Black women have been given a pass, is what I'm trying to say, and been looked over when it comes to the issues stemming from them. Nobody wants to really call out the issues that they see within the community as it relates to Black women. It's not the fact that Black women are just all bad, but you gotta acknowledge that there's good and bad in everything that we do, every culture, every race, everybody. So you can't fully think that you can go through life and not acknowledge your negatives, but only big up the positives, because all that does is allow you to continuously perpetuate the negative aspects in your life. It's something that grows and it festers, and it becomes not only your life, but it becomes a community of people. And that's what we're seeing now, how the Black community is just in shambles because partly nobody is really giving the right advice. And if they do, nobody wants to listen because we're stuck in this idea of, hey, we have been, I guess, disenfranchised and we have been held back for so long, and now we're just bursting out doing what we want to do. But what we want to do is toxic. What we're doing is not beneficial to the community. The majority of what we're seeing is a bunch of chaos and confusion and a lot of toxic traits that is not benefiting the community whatsoever. So if we see that, should we just continue to coddle that and just continue to act as if it's okay, not pay attention to it? Or should we call it out with the hopes of changing that narrative, changing our outlook, changing how we are looked at and how we are viewed, and start to do something that's better, something that will enhance us as a whole and also make a major difference in the generations to come after us, you know, our children and our children's children, so that they can have a better outlook on life and not the whole community just fall down into complete utter shambles with no way possible to redeem itself. I say all that to say, while I think it is important to big up ourselves and to look at the positives within our community and give props to where props is due and call out the good things about us, because there are a lot, we also have to address the negatives, because somehow the negatives always outweigh the positives. No matter how good you do, you're still being portrayed as the worst of the worst, and the negatives are always put at the forefront. So it would make more sense to me to focus on the negatives so that we can change that narrative, so that we can do better, so we'll have more positive than negatives, and then the outlook and the portrayal of us will look a lot better. We still have a lot of work to do. And I know it comes from a place, but at this point, you know, we have access to more knowledge than ever. We have access to therapy, which wasn't a popular thing back in the day, but now we have access to this. We can use these things, utilize the opportunities to better ourselves, which will in turn better our communities and better our society and even push us even further. So I just think, once again, yeah, I think it was a nice thing that the guy said. And for, like I said, again, but most Black men, their preference is Black women. No matter how much you hear women try to say, well, some women try to say, oh, Black men just only want white women. No, but most Black men are married to Black women. They prefer Black women. But the women who are not married and who are not getting that outcome are the ones who are complaining that either they can't find a good Black man, or they don't exist, or still trying to portray that idea that all of them in jail and they're just broke and dusty. That is horrible. While there are a lot of men like this man who seem to be very supportive of Black women, we have yet to see that equal amount of support from Black women towards the Black man. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Y'all know what it is, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.